first just want to start out by congratulating Stanford. Sometimes I think in this world we live in, we focus only on our own team and our own season, but I think if we can change perspective, they've had quite a journey, and for them this is a tremendous win, and credit to Tara and her program. I've had a lot of times where I sit up here with these two and we've got triple doubles and double doubles. I am just as proud of them sitting here today when their numbers weren't what any of us would expect. I thought it was a really good game. I thought Stanford was a little bit better than us in some critical moments and made some plays, but gosh, we took a punch literally and figuratively. Our leader and our point guard goes out, with blood gushing, and everybody else rallied, and that was, something I'm proud of. And then I thought when it could have gotten away from us in the second half, we rallied again. Just made too many mistakes, and credit Stanford, they make you pay when you make mistakes. We couldn't get it going on offense, and I thought we had one more run in us, and we just couldn't get over the hump in the second half. Should have had a bigger lead at halftime. All those little things that I can go back, but right now is not the time for that. It's the time to say it was a great championship game. We're sad that we didn't win it. It's a lot more fun to cut down nets and dance and cheer, but I think you know something about yourself and your team when you still want to be with that same group and fight another day, and that's what we'll do after we get a little bit of rest, go home, and get ready for the NCAA tournament.
Thank you, Coach. Michelle?
Lindsay, I want to ask Brittany how she was feeling, but I think she's probably going to tell me she was okay. What did you think about how she was feeling? Because I saw, Rashonda go over, you were kind of talking to her. She didn't look like she felt very well.
I mean, she took stitches to the face in the middle of the game. I imagine she didn't feel great. I think probably she was a little out of sorts also, but I'm going to ride with these two till the end of time. She's still, at one point in the second half, I just said, hey, affect the game how you affect the game. Don't overthink it. Just do your thing. And I thought she really got us going with some defensive plays. But, she's the toughest person I know, so I don't think there's a lot of other people you'd expect to play through that. And I just expected her to because that's who she is.
Brittany?
Jay.
Just a little sore, but it was I just wanted to get back on the court, and kind of mad that it happened because I kind of lost rhythm, but everything happens for a reason. 4.
Was that the answer to your how many stitches?
Yes.
When you talk about wanting to get back into it too, do you kind of still? Jesus. Do you still feel that your offense hurt because of that? I mean, was the cheek vibrating or anything like that?
Yeah, no, I just I don't like to make excuses or nothing like that, but I just wasn't my night, I guess.
Brittany, I was just curious, is your face swollen? Was it hard to see when you came back on the floor?
No, not really.
Hi, Coach, can you talk a little bit about how your younger players stepped up today?
I thought they were tremendous. Obviously Michaela, Jefflo, and Courtney have great numbers, but it was more like a feel. Like I said, I don't think anyone buckled when Boyd was out. Like, I saw them look tough, and I saw them say, okay, we have to step up. And, that's a really good thing because, number one, it's just, it's great to see growth, but also because we have more basketball to play. And I think we are at our best when our 2 All-Americans are surrounded by other really great players, which is what I think we have. And so we never quite could get it all together tonight, but I think there are pieces of that bode well for us.
Hey, Brittany, were you 100% coming into this game? I mean, you had taken some shots throughout the tournament.
Yes, I was 100%.
Rashonda, obviously you guys have played Stanford a lot. Was there anything different that they did tonight against y'all?
No.
I thought they changed a little. Sometimes they would sag in from the guards. I think this time they were a little more pressure on our guards and brought a really strong double on Rashonda from the 4 player, which was a little bit of a different look.
Coach, you guys have a tendency sometimes to start the game slow, but tonight you came out and you were getting a lot of shot attempts, but you just weren't connecting. But talking about that, was that something that you emphasized to get a fast start instead of being slow, like in past games?
Yeah, we talked about being the aggressor, kind of punch first mentality. I thought we came out great. The shots didn't, like you said, didn't fall right away, but they were good looks, and I thought we were in a good, rhythm early. Like our flow was good. I thought we controlled the first half. It's just unfortunate that we had a 2-point lead instead of like a 10-point lead, which is what it felt like. And it didn't. Second half we just thought we were playing catch up a little bit and couldn't get over the hump. And again, credit to them, they made big plays.
Brittany, can you talk a little bit about, after the stitches, the medical people back there, did they give you a choice of like, do you want to come back, or how did they test to make sure that you were okay to come back to the game?
Yeah, I took not sure, it was something similar to a concussion test. That took maybe about like a couple minutes, and then I was good to go.
Brittany, a lot of us, we didn't see exactly what happened. How'd you get hit?
Yeah, just went up for a rebound and caught an elbow coming down.
When you talk about big plays that Stanford made, they were obviously 0 for 5 in the three-point line, and then in the first half, sorry. And then Taylor, comes out and hits that. I mean, can you talk a little bit about Taylor and just her play today?
She's had a great tournament. She's kind of been a role player for them over the course of her career, but she's feeling it. Sometimes that happens with seniors. We talked about Lily and Amber needing to score for them. For Stanford, that's what they do, but not letting anyone else sort of be a hero. I think we've done a great job on Bonnie when we've played them, and it's been McPhee that's hurt us. So we really were focused on trying to stop Taylor's production, because I don't think, as good as Amber and Lily are, I don't think their 25 points is what beats you combined. It's somebody else, and we just weren't able to do a good enough job.
Rashonda, to be out there without Brittany for a long stretch in the first half, I mean, obviously you were confident in your teammates, but what did it change for you guys in terms of just being out on the floor and not having her out there?
I just told my team to just do the normal stuff that we do, which was transition. Even though Brittany was out, we still had Jeff and Gabby who could still run a point. And our main focus was just not to fold and go under pressure just because our point guard was out. So just basically stay composed the whole time.
Looking forward to the NCAA tournament. So despite this disappointment right now, what can you take from this tournament moving forward? And what do you know about your team now that you didn't know before this tournament?
Yeah, I told him I'm really proud of who we are now. We didn't start the season as this perfect team. I think sometimes there's a lot more significance and growth. And I think the team that we've been this weekend, and really over the course of the last month, some hiccups here and there, we've improved a ton. And I think you want to be jumping and celebrating right now and cutting down nets, but I think there's significance in who we've shown that we are on this platform. And we've always bounced back well from a disappointment this season. So, we're fortunate that we're going to be in the NCAA tournament and have a chance on the next stage. I wanted really badly for this team, these seniors and this team, to feel this, because I think that would have been great for them. But it doesn't change, where we are as a group and a team. And I think we've come a long way, and I'm looking forward to next time, we get on the court again together. I am going to give them some rest. I think they've earned it. But I do think everything we've been through this weekend will help us, when we step on the floor for the NCAA tournament. I don't think there are going to be a lot of teams that want to see our name come up as their opponent.
With that, Coach, do you feel that you guys lost an opportunity to host the tournament? For a long time, you guys were in the discussion to host.
Do you feel we have? I mean, from what you've seen here, I think if you're watching games and if you're following women's basketball, and if you've seen us play these 3 days, Jada, you don't get to see us live that much. I think you would think, wow, that's a team that's a top 16 team in this country, and they should be hosting, as is Stanford. At some point in discussion, was it one of us, or I think, we both deserve to host.
Yeah, that's right. It was just because the discussion was one or the other for a long time.
And we were both in the final. And so I think that solidifies both people, as some of the top 16 teams in the country. I don't know what's going on, around the country, but I don't think we've done anything this weekend to make ourselves seem any less worthy of hosting. If anything, again, I think if the committee is watching these games and we just lost the final with our, best all-around player gushing blood and playing, not as much, I think they'd say that team's a host. That's my feeling. That being said, if they send us somewhere, we will get on a plane and we will be a tough team to knock out in somebody else's gym too.
Lindsay, when you opened, you commented a little bit on Stanford's journey. There are a lot of links between your two programs. You've watched what they've done and haven't done this season. What is your impression about that journey that they've taken?
There's a lot said about the rivalry and stuff. I see it as, number one, my relationship with Tara. She's been great to me. And what I've learned in these 4 years is that it's really, really hard to be that good for that long. We've done these kids up here have never finished lower than third in the Pac-12 conference. We finished tied for third this year. They've been first or second every other time. We've gone to an NCAA tournament every time. We've done some great things, and it just teaches me how hard it is to be at that level all the time, and Stanford's been winning championships. So then this year to have, a little bit of not quite the same level of dominance, how I think they've handled that, to be standing at the end as the team that wins it, great for them. I think that's significant, and I think that speaks to Tara's, ability to run that program and the players in their program. We root for them except when we're playing one another. It's a fun rivalry. It's good for women's basketball. The Bay Area is the best place in the country for women's basketball. I mean, I believe that. And so to be part of that, I think we've raised their level and they've raised our level, and we wanted to win today. We wanted to be the ones cutting down the nets, but if you can get outside yourself for a second, I'm happy for their success, and we'll be rooting for them in the NCAA tournament. Just disappointed that we didn't beat them today.